Minnesota Vikings are going to address the one position you believe they should, and they want to do so in a trade. Let's talk about it. Minnesota Vikings are a little interesting at wide receiver. Justin Jefferson, best player in the league. Jordan Addison, phenomenal number 2. But he's going to be out for 3 games with that suspension. And Jalen Nailor is still dealing with a hand injury that we just don't know the severity of right now. Well, the news broke on Wednesday morning from Tom Pelissero that the Vikings were exploring a trade for a wide receiver. Now, the different opinions on this are mixed. You have some who just believe, hey, it's just going to be a stopgap kind of guy. Like the Eagles traded for John Mechie from the Houston Texans. He's going to be like their wide receiver 4. A good player, a valuable piece to the roster. But there's the other angle. What if the Vikings just went all out and tried to get an elite player? I've heard some rumblings that maybe they're trying to do that. Well, at the end of the day, do you want to spend big time in draft capital and money for a guy like, say, Tyreek Hill? Or do you want to go for a lower profile option? The Chiefs have a couple in Jason Brownlee and Sky Moore. How the Vikings approach this is going to be very, very interesting. But I will tell you this. Them doing so tells you a lot about what they think of that wide receiver depth if Jalen Nailor does not play. Now, this didn't come about until he suffered that hand injury last week against the New England Patriots, in joint practices. It feels like something like a jammed hand, but we really don't know a whole lot about it. And because we don't know a whole lot about it, that's concerning. Because if you don't know a lot about it, maybe he gets placed on injured reserve once the 53-man rosters are set. And I think that's going to be a really difficult factor. Bucky Jackson has looked good as a wide receiver 4, but he's dropped a couple of passes over the course of the last few weeks. And that has raised a little bit of a concern, especially because those drop passes would have resulted in touchdowns during joint practices, and he dropped one in the game on Saturday against the Patriots. So however the Vikings approach this is going to tell us everything about what we need to know about how they view this upcoming season and also this upcoming quick window, because who they trade for is going to speak volumes. And you know what? It could be Adam Thielen. It could be a guy like a John Mechie who's surviving on the roster bubble. Maybe it's a big swing and they just want to go all out for J.J. McCarthy. Whatever they do, it's going to speak volumes about how they feel about this team. And it's going to be awesome to find out. I'm Tyler Forness with A to Z Sports. Let's go Vikings.